The problems with investing in real estate. That's what we're talking about today, guys. It's Myles, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, welcome. At this channel, we talk a lot about finance, investing, real estate, mixed martial arts. And today, man, this topic hurts me because I love real estate. I think it's the best investment. That's where I invest all my money. You know, I have over $2.5 million in real estate. If you haven't checked out my video revealing my whole portfolio, make sure to check it out in the videos. I go into in-depth where my properties are located at, how much they're worth. Today, I want to be a realist. I want to talk to you guys about the problems when you invest in real estate. Because in life, there's never anything that's perfect. We're always trying to aim for perfection, but you got to take the good in with the bad. And today we're talking about the bad with real estate. Now, the first problem with real estate is that it's capital intensive. What do I mean by that? So I mean, real estate costs money to get into the game. If you're thinking you're gonna come in with $100 and do your first real estate deal, you're sadly mistaken. It costs thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to get into certain real estate deals. When you compare this with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, it's a lot more intensive capital-wise than that. It costs a lot more money. You know, you can go buy a stock for 100, maybe $200, heck, maybe even up to a couple of grand. Now, when it comes to real estate, you have to put up usually a down payment, you know, and this is usually anywhere from 5% to 20%. So for example, a $100,000 house, that's gonna cost you at 20% down payment. That right there is 20 grand. And on top of that, you have closing costs, you have appraisal fees. So to get into the game of real estate, it costs some money. And now I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but I wanna be realistic. And I wanna tell you guys that that's a big part of it. Getting that money, getting that savings up to be able to get into real estate, it's a little bit more intensive money-wise compared to other investments. Now, I know some of you guys might be out there like, oh, well, you know, I can get into real estate with no money and everything. And hey, maybe you can. Maybe your parents grandfathered you, left you a property. Maybe you had a rich uncle who basically gave you the property and let you get started with that. If so, awesome to you. But for the majority of us, we have to work, we have to save our money, and then we have to invest it and buy real estate. So to do that, sometimes it gets a little capital intensive, and that's one of the downfalls of real estate. Now, the second problem with real estate is that it's not liquid. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I mean if I was to buy a property and I put money into it, I purchase it, I rent it out, and then something changes, life happens. Maybe I have another child, maybe I need to move across the country. For whatever reason, I cannot have this property anymore. It's not just that simple to cash out and get your money. It doesn't work like that. You got to put it up for sale. Sometimes you have to do repairs to it. You have to have people come look at it. You have to negotiate with buyers. Then you have to go to a title company and you have to go through the whole closing process. Sometimes this can take 2, 3, 6 months. Now, when you compare this to having a stock, right? All I gotta do is go click, sell my stock, I cash out. Or if you compare this to, let's say, just keeping money in a bank. Yeah, like that money's there, you don't have to wait on it. So that's another downfall of real estate, is it's not liquid. So if you're thinking of maybe getting into real estate, but you might need that money that you're gonna use to purchase the property with, if you're gonna need that money within the next 5 years, I wouldn't get into real estate because it's a slower game, it's not as liquid, your cash is tied up, and that's one of the downfalls. Now, the third problem with real estate is that it takes a lot more financial education to do it correctly, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, intelligence, that's a big part about investing. You need to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, what your game plan is. Intelligence, just like when people don't smash that subscribe button and that thumbs up button, man, it's not intelligent. It's not the smart thing to do. So make sure we just hit that and hit that thumbs up button. When you're dealing with real estate, you're dealing with money coming in, income from rental properties, you're dealing with property taxes, you're dealing with insurance, you're dealing with maintenance, you're negotiating possibly with property management companies. There's just a lot behind the scenes when you get into real estate that you need to have the smarts for it. Maybe you're buying a property and you're looking to resell it higher. That's known as flipping. Well, to do that, you got to know your numbers. You got to know how much you're going to buy this property for, how much you're going to put into it, what it's going to sell for, what your expenses are going to be when you sell it. So you have to have a lot of financial intelligence when you get into real estate. When you compare real estate with, let's say, stocks or bonds or saving your money, let's face it, you don't really need too much financial education for that. I mean, you basically find a stock you want, You open up a brokerage account, click the button, you buy, you sell the stocks. Same thing with bonds. You just go there, you give them your money, and that's it. You don't have to have a tenant calling you. You don't have to go out and find contractors. You don't have to do a lot of things like you would when you're with real estate. So that's one thing. If you're going to get into real estate, make sure you get financially educated with videos like this, YouTube channels like this. There's lots of books out there. There's lots of seminars you can go to. If anybody out there is actually interested in maybe a personal one-on-one coaching call to go over anything real estate related or investing, make sure to hit this link in the description below because we can set up a coaching call if that helps you. Now to sum it up, the 3 problems with real estate are: it's capital intensive, it's not liquid, and you need a lot of financial education to do it correctly. Now there are some advantages to real estate which we can talk about in other videos, and there's some videos on this channel that go into real estate a little bit more and what are some of the benefits of it. But today I want to talk about those problems with it, because last thing I would want anybody to do is to get into the real estate game and to run into these problems and not know them. So that's the best thing we can do. We can educate ourselves before getting into anything, power the mind, and that's what we're doing here today. So make sure you guys leave a comment, let me know. Do you think those are problems? Do you think you're maybe stocks more, maybe your bonds, or maybe you love real estate and those problems to you are not that bad? If so, I want to hear it. Drop that comment, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.